Hey y'all, it is May the 6th, 2024. And yeah, we're a little bit late. Yeah, it took some extra time. And every day I look at my face, because of these live streams, especially, I keep thinking more and more so that my face is getting very fat. I'm thinking, boy, I got a fat face. I wonder if anybody else is thinking that. I'm going to start off this broadcast with a jam, right? Let people become aware and get the vibes. This is my trademark. The morning I killed myself. Let's jam out. Okay, yeah. No, we had to get the vibes right real quick, and I hope you were hearing it anywhere as good as I was hearing it. I know the audio quality might need to be tinkered with. We're dealing with very low technology over here. Right? We're dealing with stuff that was made before stuff that you ever even heard of, buddy. Yeah. Y'all, I want to start this broadcast, and I don't know how long it's going to be, actually. Probably just as long as it needs to be, and no longer, probably. But I did want to start this broadcast and mention or voice, express that, some things are real. I don't need to tell you what's what. You know what's real. Some things happen is real. Some things you know about is real. right? Because you know so personally, for a fact, you know it, right? Everything else is fake. Everything else is so fake. Now, these are platitudes that you and I have probably said before. Let me turn this off right quick. I'm going to turn it back on here in a second.
Power off.
Yeah. Everything is mother effing fake. And I say that because it's like I'm realizing that more and more so. Like I knew, but I didn't really know. I had this feeling, but I wasn't ready to go with my gut. And in that, everything is fake. Everything. Now I don't know. Like you might be asking in your head to tell me to list off things. What is so fake? I don't know if I even can. Like everything. Uh, what I think I might have mentioned last night was everything that doesn't benefit you, or if it doesn't hurt you or affect you directly, it's likely fake. In fact, these fake things are affecting the shit out of us. There's philosophers and whatever running all around town, and they like to debate, and I've heard people debate about all sort of things. But for example, one would be whether or not we're in a simulation. And I would suggest or submit for people's consideration that, yeah, of course we're in a simulation. Of course. I mean, it really depends on what's your perspective. Who's running the simulation? You know, I mean, might as well call it a simulation, but like, who's running it? I think at the end of the day, it's God. God is running a simulation on us, or maybe it's not. But even if it was or wasn't, it doesn't really matter. It's not going to change anything, I don't think. You can consider it a simulation or not a simulation, and I don't even think it'll change one thing. But even deeper than that, what I've been touching upon, and some people are probably way ahead of me, is that everything is mother effing fake. So, in that regard, yeah, we're definitely up in a simulation. All right. Like, for example, and it's only one aspect. I'm not like just focusing on this aspect. But we talked about cocaine last night. I think I uploaded a video about it. Cocaine, and not only cocaine, reefer plant too. Not only reefer plant, like mushroom plants as well. Not only that, like all these other plants as well. We're just told to not ever know about it or question about it. So I'm leaving out unlimited, just millions and millions of types of plants right now that might all have different purposes and stuff and uses, and we can figure it out. But if you're just focusing, say just you focus on marijuana, right? Or at the same time, cocaine, the cocaine plant, the coca plant that we were reading last night. It gives you vitamins B's and vitamin C's. Gives you mad vitamins, right? And for that matter, the tobacco plant, all right, which I almost find the most egregious. Always this propaganda, and it's the same thing with the cocaine. It's the exact same thing. You got big wigs over there, and they take over the cocaine, but I'm talking about tobacco as well. They take over the tobacco market. Started pushing the little guy out. The big dog, he starts taking over and stuff. Now you got big dogs up in the tobacco industry, and they start providing everybody in America all sort of maybe like 20, 30 different varieties of tobacco cigarettes, That's not a lot when you consider all of America is smoking all these. In fact, they're smoking like only 5 of them the most, probably. And so it seems as though in this capitalistic society, as they call it, that big tobacco would be at the liberty to do whatever the hell they wanted to their product. And what could anyone else do about it? Not very much. They could quit the product, or they could like desperately try to find their own stuff, which a lot of people did. A lot of people did that. But they put all this trash into the tobacco. Later, turn around and say this and that, plim plam, with their science explanation, and say, "Oh man, turns out tobacco is terrible for you." Thing is, y'all filled it with garbage, anyways. And you're kind of bullshitting everyone so that you can control tobacco, because you know what, it would be devastating, wouldn't it be devastating if if on every block you had someone growing tobacco, because not only just to smoke it, but for all the benefits. And I don't know if y'all heard, but there's doctors out there. They're prescribing nicotine. It's like a super wonder drug. You just prescribe nicotine for certain ailments, and guess what? It's fantastic. So even just those three, tobacco, the reefer, the cocaine, they take all those, they bigwig it, they muscle everybody out, they do weird, strange things with them. They later on come around and say how dangerous it is, and they need to make it illegal and stuff. And after it's illegal, then they control it a lot, and they do whatever the hell they want to with it. And we could have came up with untold amount of solutions to ailments from marijuana, from the tobacco, and from the cocaine, but we can't do that. Why? Because it's illegal. Why? It has nothing to do with us. We never benefited. We don't. We don't. We don't control this. We don't have any access to it. Even don't even have access to it. And if we found another plant, another random plant, and then we found all sort of benefits in that, you think people in the government or their buddies would come along, take that plant, monopolize that plant, put all sort of garbage in it, make it illegal, and we can't have access to it. I don't even care what plant. That's what kind of a simulation we're in. Think about that. What are likely miracle plants with all sort of uses? We don't have access to it, period, for no good reason. And they make it illegal. First of all, they soup it up and drive it in such an extreme that, of course, it's going to make you fly off the handle, of course. Because if you just made a tea with the color plant, wow, you just have a lot of energy. But if you are able to extract it and make it into a powder that people sniff, now you're turning it up to 11. Now you can make it illegal. Now you're going to super monopolize it. And all the benefits that we could have had gone, you know what's there instead? All sort of people going to prison and jail. I don't know, man. Over the years in America alone, I'm thinking hundreds of thousands of people easily went to jail, had something to do with these drugs. All right, but it goes for everything. It goes for everything. I know a lot of people don't like Andrew Tate, but I'll bring him up all the time. And he's not the only one to say it, but he's one of the most popular people to say money is fake. And feel however you want to about it. Money is fake. And it's something to be taken away from about that. Before we press on, about everything is fake. And I'm only just starting to really, really embrace that. And I'm only talking about like maybe a few days have I really, really taken that in and embraced the idea of perhaps everything is fake. Not this person up in the building. Oh, they could be fake. They could be a robot. But some of the people who come through and watch my stuff, y'all know who you are. Y'all are real. And furthermore, y'all the only real things that exist. Did you know that? Y'all are real. Get this. Y'all, I see two people in the building. Y'all are real and everything else is fake. As hell, dude. And I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. I'll make people mad, but Tupac is fake. Tupac. All right. I'll make a lot of people mad about that. I'm just saying it. No disrespect to Tupac. Like if he was here, they might not be calling him fake, but it is fake. All right. Get over it. Nothing is real except us, it seems. Nothing is real except for those things that are benefiting us or affecting our lives directly. Nothing else is real. None of this. And so, as I was pondering that notion, I could be wrong, but I'm thinking, it's an extreme notion to ponder. All right. And perhaps it's the notion that you ponder right before you crash out, you turn your life into ruins and go live in a gutter. Okay. I feel like that probably happens to a lot of people, and perhaps on a very slow timeline, a very slow and pathetic, desperate timeline. Maybe it does, because everything is fake. It might overwhelm you, and it could blackpill you and stuff, and it could get you into depression. Okay, depression is something. It's serious, buddy. It's not real. Andrew Tate proved that it's not real, but it's something. It's interesting. It's like it knocks at the door. Holla if you hear me over there, y'all. You don't really have to holler, but holler like in spirit if you hear me. All right, depression is knocking at the door. Might I say every single day, dude. I can hear depression just knocking, like, hey, just like peeking in, like, hey, are you busy today? Thought you might want to be like depressed as hell. You want to just like drop everything, just be depressed. And then I gotta tell it every single day no, or typically I gotta tell it no. I don't want to do that. But I hear it knocking. I hear it knocking. So it's like, but one thing is about that notion, about that everything is fake. I feel like I've heard similar things, and perhaps it's just dawning on me right now. But I feel like that you can go one of two ways. Basically, you can go. There's a spectrum, I guess, but basically, one of two ways. When everything is fake, either you bum out, totally crash out, or maybe just do some wild ghetto violent stuff in the hood, or you go right to the tippy top. All right, just straight to the tippy top, and there's no stopping you. And I don't even know what that means. Maybe sometimes it means monetarily. Maybe sometimes it means with your influence. Maybe it has nothing to do with that, but it shoots you to the tippy top, whatever that means. Right to the tippy top expressway. Ain't no stopping. Ain't no stopping. I feel like that's a very, very real possibility. I say that because, there's been plenty of, say, for example, celebrities. And like, say, musical artists. I'm real big into music. I like music. And a lot of these artists, they might not be great with money necessarily, but they're good with their artistry. They're so good. And not all of them, certainly. I don't speak for all artists, but a lot of these artists, they'll be quick to tell you it's just like everything is fake or it doesn't even matter. And it's like all this other stuff. Who even cares about any of this other stuff? It might as well be fake. Oh, there's people holding you back and people trying to hold you back. Oh, you can't do it. This can't be done. It's impossible and stuff. I can't do it. That's fake. Everybody's just running around talking about fake stuff. Oh, you can't do it. You know that we're in a simulation and we're being bred to believe that we can't do it in this simulation. This simulation is so damn absurd that I can poke holes in it very easily and everybody else can. And it's so damn absurd. And we're supposed to like follow rules. We're supposed to think of everything as being so damn real because we've been put in this box or like a trap or something. It's very interesting. And so I thought, um, without like swearing on it, I thought, that sounds like a good enough notion. That's what I'm gonna start to do. And then we're gonna see the results of it, I guess, or I'll tell you if I stop doing it. I'll let you know when the experiment's over, but in the meantime, it's kind of an experiment in which in my head, everything is fake, dude. Don't get at me with all this fake stuff, all right? Oh, this and that offended. These people don't exist. These people offended don't exist. It's fake. That's fake. All right. Shout out to everybody, not only in this nation, but in other nations. I'm seeing it. They're all at the university and they're all like fixing to go into fisticuffs and even worse over Israel Palestine. And you already know what it is. I see these videos of these people at the university, at different universities. I see people like in other countries at university. Why is it always at the university? Right? But you don't even have to think very long about it. Once you had that question, for example, once you had that question, why is this happening? Always at these universities. Why? Because it's fake. Yeah, that's what's a trip. And I want to let y'all know, yeah, people are getting hurt. Real people are getting hurt. They're taking their fake asses over to the protests on one side or the other. They're wishing ill will upon their neighbors and they're just going to town. Everything that they're doing is fake. Everything that they're involved with is fake. Everything that they're talking about that day is fake. Right? Even when they fight each other and start stabbing each other, that's fake, except the stabs are real. God damn, it's all fake. I don't know if I can stress that enough. Like, this is not an organic thing that would happen for real. Who thinks that this would just organically happen for real, for out of nowhere? A lot of stuff is fake, all right, but some stuff is real. Actually, with that in mind, and I took too long to get back to it. I want to share something with who's ever in the building. Um, some things are real. And so we definitely acknowledge that and we pay reverence to the things that are real. And some people are real. The people that we know, you and I, we're in this thing, you and I and some other random person, we're in this thing right now. The people that we know are dead real. And the things that are happening to them are real. Their loved ones getting hurt are real. Everything else is what's fake as hell. So that being said, we want to get a word from our man real quick. It's gonna be a couple of minutes. Our man Bart Fine. Why? Because he's our man. He's real. He's for real. And he was on the Alex Jones show, which by the way is real. And that's for real. He's on the Alex Jones show earlier today, even. I mean, he's been on the Alex Jones show in the War Zone and everything else, probably dozens of times at this point. But he was on today, only today. So we gotta give props to our man. He's for real. His name's Bart Fine. And he has something to say to Alex while they were on the X Spaces earlier today. I'm gonna see if I can bring it up. Let's turn on this damn speaker.
Power on.
we're gonna hear something real. So brace yourself. It's gonna be real.
So back to spaces. We're on the order of calls to receive. We're gonna move quick now. Bart in Georgia, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Yeah, so this is extremely upsetting and very difficult to talk about. But my father, I went down to Florida to visit him a couple months ago, and I get there, I find out he's in the emergency room. And so instead of spending a pleasant vacation with my father, I spent 4 days in the hospital. So I started talking to him and my stepmom, and he had taken the second shot. And my father's 80 years old, but he looks like he's 40. And he runs like 2 or 3 miles a day, and he doesn't drink, doesn't smoke. And you know what? I'm going to make these people pay for what they did to my father.
Wow, so I'm sorry to hear that happen, brother. What does your dad think happened now? Is he aware of it?
Yeah, nobody would listen to me. I warned everybody I knew, but he finally agrees with me that he's not taking any more vaccines and they're dangerous.
Well, that's good news. Well, so your dad's in great shape, or was in great shape, and he took the shot. What happened to him?
Well, they got him on blood thinner, and he's doing okay now. But I got him on the X2, and I get some money. I'm going to send him some of that nitric boost and some of your other products. But I got him on the iodine. He says he's feeling better. So please, everybody, pray for my father.
But how obvious is that? So he had blood clots basically from the shot.
Yeah, in his lung, and the day before he ran 2 miles, and he got up the next morning and he couldn't breathe, like he was suffocating. And but anyway, he's doing a lot better. But I'm 110% it's from this damn Pfizer vaccine.
Well, brother, I'm sorry to hear that. We're all under attack. Well, what do you think of Borla bragging that, hey, cancer's up, we're gonna make a lot of money off of it now?
Well, he's a scumbag. That's all I can say. And I have one last question. Do you think Dr. Fauci still beats his wife?
All I know is Fauci hides now and had secret federal funding for a 12-man security team. They got that funding got cut off 6 months ago. Senator Paul found out about it. Illegal federal.
That boy Fauci be hiding, y'all. He'd be hiding behind probably some very big men, y'all. Fauci, and I wish him the best. Like, I don't know why he's got to hide behind so many big men, but he does. So that was Bart Fine, who, like I said, is for real, believe it or not. And he's a damn legend as well. And everything else is what's fake, right? I wanted to bring up, I guess it's a good time to bring it up because, we just got a word from our man Bart Fine. But something earlier that I was listening to right before the broadcast, it's a young man by the name of Chase Geyser, and he's like the next big name from out of the InfoWars crew. All right, so Chase Geyser, he was on, and he was talking about a lot of things, and he was on X Spaces with Alex Jones earlier today, and they were talking about a lot of things. One thing that he touched on, Chase Geyser, he touched on it because a caller had called in and they talked about something. They talked about, like, they had a question of, like, what they could do in this age where it seems like total chaos, and carnage, probably lawlessness abounding. The caller, he called in and he's like, what do you think is the best thing for, probably the average Joe, if you will, to do? What do you think is the best thing to do? And I think they had mentioned that, like, a lot of, like, for example, the potion entries in the depths. A lot of people don't know about it. A lot of people don't know about it. But the thing is, in regards to us and the people who we talk to, say on here, or like the people who we might confer with, yeah, we've heard all about the deaths and the entries, and we've been hearing about it nonstop for like 2 years. And so it would blow our minds to think. It would blow our minds to think that somebody might not have never heard of even the notion, like, certainly a big portion of the people who claim that there's no side effects, those people, they don't want to know, like they're avoiding it. So they're not going to look into it on purpose because of how scary it is. And I'd be terrified if I was them, to be honest. So yeah, there's a portion of people like that, but then there's also legitimately a portion, we don't know who they are, but they're out there somewhere, who just don't know, haven't heard anything about it. And maybe they took one of those shots, maybe they took one in a booster, but then after that, they just stopped taking it. Why? Because people don't even talk about it anymore. So it's kind of reasonable to think there might be young people out there or whoever who's so off and they're focused in their own world that they just never ever heard of this. All right. So in that vein, to think, okay, that might be real, that there might be people who don't know. If that's the case, I considered it. Well, then I feel pretty comfortable now. And let's just say I didn't really feel comfortable before, but I feel real comfortable to just openly state to anybody that that's poison, found out that that's poison, people poisoning themselves, and that's just what it is. You want to come at me? I don't care if Donald Trump comes at me talking about, oh, this, we're going to warp speed this into you and you're going to feel so good, right? That's fake and you're fake, Donald Trump, all right? I'm not calling them all the way fake, really, but you're fake for that, Donald Trump. Get out of my face with that. Don't you know that that's poison? Don't you know that millions of people have died? And they might turn to you and say, "Oh, you're fake news." No, you're fake news. Everything's fake but me and my people. Right? If you're not me and you're not my people and you don't know what we know, then you just don't understand. Millions of people have died because of your magic potion bullshit that you're going to have another magic potion bullshit. You're going to want to force people to take it again. And you're fake. I'm going to call you fake. You're fake, dude. I don't care who you are in public, around all your friends, in front of your family. I'm going to embarrass you. I'll embarrass them. I don't care if I get kicked out. You know what I'm saying? If I'm at a party and I get kicked out, I don't care. It's fake. It's poison. It's one of those fake poisons. All right. But Chase, here's actually the point. Chase Geiser, he's saying, and it's not something I never heard. And it's not something that I didn't know. This was interesting. That's what I'm noticing about me. I don't know if it's just me or maybe everybody out there, or maybe it's just a portion of us, hard-headed. We'll hear the truth, we'll recognize it as the truth and everything, and just ignore it. To our own peril, it seems sometimes, to our own peril. All right. So Chase Geiser, he informs the caller that, if you want to make the biggest mark, I don't know, he's speaking out in generalities because he doesn't know this guy individually. But speaking in generalities, he's like, okay, you want to make a big mark, this is what you do. Because a lot of people don't know. And what were you trying to do? Spread information to give them a chance to know. Now, once you give them a chance, they can either choose to, play and pretend, or they can actually look into it. All right, so obviously the advice, he said, was take clips from off of InfoWars and from whatever you see is viral. Or like whenever you see, how long have we been on the internet? All right. Countless times we've been on the internet and we'll hear something, or it'll be something playing on the computer, and we'll see it and we'll say, oh my God. Oh, fuck no. Oh, God. We'll say, we're like, oh my God, I can't believe this. How many times have we seen it? And even less sometimes, how many times have we seen something on the internet and say, oh my God. Just like crazy stuff, right? So that's what he means. Get something hard hitting, cut clips from InfoWars. You can do it for free. And a lot of these other places, you cut clips and you upload clips. And when it comes to these short videos, the YouTube shorts, when it comes to the TikToks, the Instagram little reels and stuff, you got a little short video and you can put that out. You're going to reach a lot of people. The thing is, I already know that that's true. And I got to say, I've already experienced success from that. Multiple times have I experienced this success. You know what I did afterwards to capitalize? Nothing at all. Nothing. Isn't that wild? Like, I just squandered, like, for example, and some of y'all might have seen me do it, but like on a handful of times, just on a whim, just because I want to do it, I'm just messing around. At least a handful of times have I just gotten like a clip. I thought it was interesting or whatever, and I put it on YouTube Shorts. And for whatever it's worth, if you were to believe it, maybe that's fake. But if you were to believe it, easily thousands of people will see it. Like 2,000 some odd people will see it probably. If it's fairly interesting and stuff, you're very interested in it. You know how to type in some words and stuff that people might be able to search it and find it. Probably going to get around, in my experience, 2,000 views. And if you're able to do it more better, and keep consistent and keep doing it, you're going to get more views. It's just going to happen. And like I said, shout out to Bart Fine. Because Bart Fine, I mean, he's been a legend for a long time here on the internet. I can only guess. I don't know if he would know how many times he's put out content and just put it out there on various platforms. And I mess around, I see it, I see other people seeing it, they're liking it. Who knows how many times Bart Fine has been seen on the internet? It's a lot. It's a lot. And he's made a big difference. The size of which probably none of us will be able to calculate, or not very accurately. Who's to say the difference that can be made? And so the reason I bring it up is because that's fairly obvious. And that's not what this stream is about either. And I don't know, it's probably fairly obvious to you. I'm saying things that it's like, probably it's pretty dumb that I'm saying them. But also, maybe it's not. Maybe this will help somebody, maybe even myself right now. But I was thinking about my stream. It's like, okay, this stream, and I've been doing it. I've been trying to do it like every day, and I miss some days, but for about an hour-ish long. What's important about this stream? That's what I was thinking about. What's important about this stream? It's not, I gotta stress, what's important to me, now that I thought about it, is absolutely not going viral or even having a big audience. It's actually not really important when I think about it. Just because, like, I wouldn't want to be burdened necessarily. I was thinking about this broadcast, like that I'm doing right now. This kind of style broadcast, and it's like, of course, I could have a dialogue with a person. There's no person here right now, so I can't do that. But I could have a dialogue, and that would be pretty damn interesting. But you know what's important about this video, and what other people might find important, maybe that's why they come through, is that I'm just saying what the hell I want to say right now. And more or less unfiltered. I'm kind of filtered on YouTube, but more or less unfiltered. Saying what I want to say. Thing is, if I wasn't doing it right here, I wouldn't be saying it at all. Or I would just be talking to myself in my room about this stuff. And I'm not, it's not like, it's not Maybe it's not necessary that these words come out of my mouth. Maybe words are not even necessary. That's how deep I'm going here tonight. Maybe words ain't even necessary, and I've said that before. Maybe, and I'm pretty sure, words are not necessary at all. That's part of the simulation. All right. But if I want to say words, perhaps I'll say whatever the hell words I want to. And I don't even know if that's popular. I don't even know if I care if that's popular, because there's certain people out there who, for whatever reason, they're wanting to hear these words being said. And I could not even tell you why. Like, I mean, I could guess, but it would only be a guess why people do like it, but they do like it. And with a proper exposure, without all the shadow banning and this and that, I could see a world in which perhaps 30 people, think about that, 30 people, not only for me, but for you as well. I mean, maybe you tried it, maybe you haven't tried it, maybe you'll try it in the future, the streaming. And maybe you'll try it for these reasons that I'm saying, not necessarily to go viral, but just because if I didn't say it here, then where am I going to say it? And then some people want to hear it, but they can't hear it. Where are they going to hear it? I'm not saying it. If I don't say it, then they're not going to hear it unless they hear it from somewhere else. But then we're just playing it by chance. We don't know if they're going to hear it anywhere else. Everywhere else is fake. All right, but see, that might be the main purpose of this stream. It's not to go viral, it's to point out that everybody who's not here, everybody who's not on the same vibe with us, they're fake as hell, dude. They're just sitting over there playing and pretending, thinking that we're going to take them serious. We're not taking them serious anymore. Right? It's a brand new world, actually. Not only just in here individually, I can look at, all over the world and see that things are changing. It's a brand new world. All y'all are fake, and I'm the only one that's real. Me and my people are the only ones real. And what we talk about is real, and everything else, I don't care about it. And that might be the point. But however, at the same time, the stream doesn't take up my whole day. It doesn't take anybody's whole day up. And in the meantime, perhaps and it's probably good, it could be a way of marketing yourself. It's definitely a way of getting attention. You might get paid a few bucks, but of course you're not going to be able to pay bills with a few bucks. It's whatever. If you get a few bucks by putting out short little clips that each one of them gets 1,000, 2,000, whatever views. Not only that, but other people get the opportunity to perhaps consider something that might be devastating to not know about. Right? The difference to be made uncountable. But I got to get up out of here pretty soon. If someone's got something to say up in the comment section, go ahead and go for it. But as I get up out of here, I'm not really gonna start listing off things as being fake. All right, it's up to us. It's up to us. I'm saying that you and me right here, right now, and whoever might roll through, if they're real, and if they're not fake, then from here on out, more or less, we're the arbiters of truth, right? And everybody's gonna have to go through us to find the truth. If they're going somewhere else, who knows what they're gonna find, but it's not reliable, right? I did want to mention that. As I get up out of here, something I feel like mentioning in that whim, since I'm talking to real people out there, and not to the masses necessarily, although they have access to my beautiful brilliant content. I want to say that there's like a number of supplements. You could call them performance enhancers, even, that I be taking right now. A lot of people will call those fake. You could call it fake, but I don't know why. Pretty sure it's real. Pretty sure. And I want to talk to y'all more about that sort of stuff later. But if you still happen to be here at the tip of the broadcast, I want to tell you about turmeric. It's wonderful. If you never tried it, you might give it a shot because it takes down inflammation and all sort of other stuff that's good for you. All right. Trying to tell you buy all sort of turmeric out there. It's gonna be fake. And I'm sorry, but you're the arbiter of truth. You need to find out what's real and true. I know that you can go to InfoWarsStore.com and you get the best of the best turmeric. I know that's real. I've experienced the difference. It's a mad difference. And we could go on, but without going on and on, I also shout out Nitric Boost. There's a lot of things that are very good, but I don't know what's as good or better than Nitric Boost, and that's on InfoWarsStore.com as well. You can go to all sort of other places, and you can even sometimes pay less. But most times you're probably going to pay more for these nitric oxide supplements. The best one that you'll ever get that's for real, Nitric Boost. I got some coming in the mail right now. You know what it's good for? A lot of stuff. But for blood flow, this might mean nothing to you. Maybe it doesn't. And I'm sorry that you waited around just for this. But if it means anything to anybody out there, your blood flow. They're killing us in this simulation. There's some damn dirty murderers, and they've been like making everything fake in order to keep us in this simulation, to poison us. All right, to the point is that we're all in general basically poisoned at least a little bit. Some people are mad poisoned. And some of us are only poisoned just a little bit, but we're still poisoned like crap. All right, believe it or not, if you don't know that your blood is flowing real good, if you don't know it, if as I'm talking to you right now, you don't know that your blood's flowing real good, your blood is not flowing real good. And that might be a problem. I don't know. That's why I'm bringing it up. That might be a problem for you, especially here into the near future. They're turning our blood into sludge. I don't know if that sounds fake. Maybe to you that's fake. It's real as hell. They're turning our blood into sludge. We don't got no blood flow. Why do you think all these guys out here, their dicks don't work? Why? Well, yeah, their wives ain't attractive. That's number one. All right. And sometimes you get so old that you shouldn't be having sex anymore. All right. I said it. But it's the biggest reason, blood flow. You got poor blood circulation, buddy. And that's why your dick don't work. So I don't know who I helped. Maybe I didn't help anybody, but hopefully I did. On the next broadcast, perhaps, or I don't know, maybe we will, but maybe we won't. On the next broadcast, perhaps, we're going to talk about viruses. Like, dude, listen, I'm not an expert, and I think I say that enough. And I'm not a doctor. And I'm not a scientist, and I don't have a lab coat and everything, but I do know I hear people all around town debating this, that, the third, getting all intellectual. Some people, I'm not saying who's right or wrong, Some people are saying like viruses, COVID virus, viruses, or like viruses. Some people say different things. They say like some people say viruses don't even exist, and like some people say, these things, whatever they refer to as viruses, that's just in your body, and then at a certain point, maybe something triggers it, and then you got a problem. But as far as this contagious thing going around and everybody with viruses and stuff, basically it's mumbo jumbo. Basically, it was all fake and it's part of the simulation that all these little master manipulators were setting up for us at that about that time in history. They were setting up this mad simulation for us. Yeah, yeah. Maybe they turn all our blood to sludge. That's terrible. And maybe they're exactly correct, and maybe it's just a touch of paranoia. But here's the thing: doesn't matter if I'm right or wrong. See that there's no consequence at all to whether if I'm right or wrong. It literally doesn't affect anybody at all, anywhere probably, right? And I'm not saying that this is my theory, but I'm saying people are saying that viruses ain't even really real. That's propaganda. That's to scare you and all this salmonella talk and all this bullshit. It's a simulation. They just set that up on you, right? So say like hypothetically the viruses wasn't real, and I don't know if they're real or not, but I'm willing to entertain anybody's concepts, right? But I've heard like a couple of different people at least say now they're like, viruses ain't even real, but it's real. And I don't know if you ever heard this one out here, but they say, it's real? Parasites. And things like ivermectin and stuff like that. That's how they got to be so prominent and so well studied and so widely used because of parasites. And according to some people, the only basic problem with the humans or whatever else is parasites will get at you. And the parasites get at you, they can make weird, wild, bad things happen. Right. That being said, there's plenty of like different over the years, people have developed all sort of different detox methodologies, and perhaps I don't know. I don't have no experience in this, but it's possible that if we alleviate the parasites, we're going to alleviate a lot of the problems and the diseases that we got going on. However, that's bad for the simulation. You're going to knock down all the walls if you do that. They got us on such poison garbage and stuff like that with our blood all sludgy that like if you start saying, oh, viruses ain't real, and in fact we got parasites in us, and we gotta like focus on detoxing the parasites out of us. We gotta focus on that instead of walk or jog for cancer or some bullshit they've been doing for decades and decades. Instead of that, what if we focused on detoxing from various parasites that are maybe causing the ailments, various ailments that we got? And that doesn't mean that we're gonna live forever, but it means that we would live a lot longer and we would have a lot more vitality. We would have a lot more vitality if hypothetically we weren't being uh, savaged by some keto. I don't know what I can say on YouTube, but those people, they're getting at us. All right, they're poisoning us, and they're convincing us of all sort of things that are fake. But if we get that out of our minds, focus on what we know is real, and like go with our gut, even. All right, I'm not telling you how to live. I'm not your advisor and stuff, but I'm thinking you go with your gut instead of always second guessing your gut. You're probably going to make the right choice. I think you're going to make the right choice or something, but don't listen to me about that stuff. I don't know what's going on in your gut. I'll holler at y'all, I guess, tomorrow with some stuff, with some more developments. All right, it's World War III, and it's all ending in chaos and carnage. I'll holla.